It's number one for hip hop and R&B. I'm Jenny Boom Boom. This is the Beat of CT. We got DJ Michi here too. What up, Michi?
What's up, Jenny?
And today we're talking to Miriam Cruz, our friend from Rosie's Detail House, and Jennifer Artisani. She may be joining us in just a few minutes as well. So how are you there, Miriam?
I'm good. I'm excited to be on.
Well, thank you. And Rosie's Detail House sounds like a great business. So tell us all about it.
Yeah. So we are a cleaning company, but we do a lot more than just cleaning. We deep clean houses. We do regular cleanings. We do car details. We actually are certified to do ceramic coats on cars as well. So we do ceramic coats, and we do have warranties with insurance. So your car will be warranted. We have from 1 year all the way up to lifetime warranties on our ceramic coats. We also do scratch and like swirl. So we take off the scratches and swirls on all your cars. We kind of do it all. And then we do have a subcontractor who takes care of all the outside power washing, outside windows, and gutter cleaning.
What? Rosie's Detail House does all the details for everything that you need in your life.
We do it all. We do it all, actually. We're like a one-stop shop.
So how long has this business been in existence?
So Jen started this, it's been over a year now. She started this company. So, and she's kind of went from 0 to 100 very fast. And she's done a really, really great job at growing her company and, growing it and adding so much to it. We kind of add more and more, probably every month we're adding something new to the company to try to make it different, to try to add to it, to try to make sure that our customers can get everything. They can get everything that they need.
So this company, I'm assuming, is a company that was started during COVID or just before.
Yes.
And how's it going so far?
Actually, it's not bad. We do follow COVID protocols. All our cleaners go in. They do have masks on. We wear gloves. During our cleaning, we're sanitizing anyway. So there is plenty of sanitizing going on. So we follow complete COVID protocol and make sure that everybody is safe. Most of the time, our clients aren't home, or they're kind of in their own space element as well, as we do our cleanings during the day, or with our car detailings, they're not near the car. So we're not interacting with too many people. So the most we interact with is their pets, which we do enjoy.
Okay, well, that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because the other day, the landscaper was coming to my house, and we haven't had a landscaper in years, but he said, "Oh, well, I came by your house, and, it sounds like you have a dog, so please keep that dog inside." I go, "Yeah." So he sounds like a pit bull, but he's a Yorkie, but okay.
Your dog's so little. He's so tiny.
But he's got a smoky bark. He sounds like, he's been smoking a pack of Camels every day, That's what that guy sounds like.
Are you sure he wasn't?
You never know with Tony Stark, right?
No, we love the pets. We love them. We love having them there. They keep company while we clean, while we're there. So we don't mind pets. We actually make sure their water bills are filled at the end of every visit. We'll take them out if you put them out, if they need to be taken out. We love the pets.
Great.
You guys do everything.
Yeah. We're like a pet store too, right? No, we don't go that far. We will not take your pets. We won't babysit pets. Just during the cleanings.
So Miriam, the reason why that Rosie's Detail House is here on the Beat of CT is not just because you guys are such a great service and do all these amazing things. It's because you are also advocates to prevent and stop domestic violence.
We are.
So talk to us a little bit about that.
We are. So Rosie's Detail House, it was made because of domestic violence, a domestic violence situation. Jen created this company to get herself back up and back going, and she ran with it, and she's built such an amazing company. So within the company, we do a lot with domestic violence. We actually offer $10 off vouchers for any of our services if you donate. If you donate any of the items you're not using, clothing, furniture, everybody can use something that you don't use, somebody else can use. We take those donations, and most of them go to the Safe Haven out in New Haven. We work very closely with them. And a lot of them go for Voices Choices out in Hartford. We work very close with them as well. And people will call them that are in domestic abuse situations, that are trying to leave, that don't have anything, and say, I need this. And they figure out what they have, and they give them whatever they need. So even with that, they can call us and say, hey, this is what we're looking for. And we reach out to our clientele through our Facebook page. And we say, this is what we're looking for, who can help. And it's amazing the outpour of love that people will give, or what they have that they're willing just to give to help somebody else. It is wonderful. Yeah. We also do work with children. We work with the Safe Haven in New Haven and with the Boys and Girls Club there. And we put together these, they are like self motivation books that we get through US Born. It's a book, it's like a book site. And we donate them to kids that are in domestic abuse situations, or their parents had to get out of domestic abuse situations and they're going through a tough time. Unfortunately, the kids get hit the hardest with it. They have less of a voice than adults do. Me and Jen both came out of domestic abuse of relationships. We're adults and we have a voice, and we use our voices to speak and to talk about it, and to let people know that, you know, hey, we came from this, but we overcame it and we're okay and we're doing great. And it's nice to be able to inspire kids as well to be able to use their voice. It was really nice with Voices with Choices. It was a campaign made by a dad and his 3 kids, and the daughter was in a domestic abuse situation. She's only 15 years old.
Oh my gosh, at 15?
At 15 years, unfortunately,
Wow.
it could be parents, it could be anybody in their life. It's not only a partner. Abuse isn't, you know,
Yeah.
you're domestic abuse and you automatically.
Right, you're right. Because when you say domestic abuse, I always feel like it's relationship, but it's also family as well. Yeah,
but
right.
it's also family as well. And you don't think about that as well. And so they started this campaign almost to talk for the kids as well. And I want to say it was really nice. You know, we talked to Jermaine, he was wonderful. And the one thing he said to us was, I can't wait for my daughter to really, because we haven't really met her yet. We just work with him. And she's like, really get to meet you guys to see that women are powerful. They have such a strong voice and they can speak, and it's okay to speak about your situation. And it's okay if you were in that situation. It's not your fault. It's not your fault to be in a situation like that. So it was really nice to hear that. And it was really nice. It's nice working with them, and it's nice helping them. And it's nice what they're doing as kids. He has 3 young kids, and the 15-year-old, the oldest, and they got this whole campaign together to help other people in need, which is wonderful.
That's so great. So, I mean, I know that when there is a domestic violence type of situation happening, and again, my mind always goes to relationships.
They do. Yeah. You know what? I think everyone's does though. You hear that and you automatically think, okay, it's to adults, and it's just, I think that's a natural thing to do.
Right. So it's so hard for folks to actually get out of the situation a lot of times. And, you know, I know that you just said a second ago that you and Jennifer have both had domestic violence situations. How were you able to pick yourself up to get out of that situation? And I'm asking you that because you might be able to inspire somebody today who's listening, who's struggling with the same type of situation.
Absolutely. I mean, I'll speak for myself, and I'm sure Jen would also agree with this. For me, it was leaning on my support system. Jen was a very big support system for me during this. She was amazing. She was wonderful. I think I have a great support system, and not everyone's as fortunate as I am, I guess I should say, that they don't have as much of the support system. But I know that helped me through this a lot. Is my support team, my friends, my family, being there for me 110%. So I have to say that was what helped me through this. And I think that's what we realize is a lot of people don't have that. A lot of people don't have that. And that's why they stay in the situation. They're very scared to leave. They don't have, many of them are women who are unfortunately stay-at-home moms, or they stopped working to be at home. And so they think about leaving and they're like, what am I going to be left with? I'm going to be left with nothing. And so that's why we do all the donations, and we do offer the vouchers, because it gives somebody else, like, listen, you won't have nothing. We'll help you. You'll have clothes, you'll have furniture. We'll help you find, a place to go, and we'll be there every step of the way.
So what in your own personal experience, what was the breaking point to where you were like, I have to get out of this? Because someone said to me the other day, she was explaining her marriage, and she said to me, and now she's filing for divorce, but she said that, even though her husband had never put his hands on her physically. There was a lot of like mental, emotional abuse going on.
Yeah.
And she kind of kept
That's the
saying, well,
worst.
as long as he's not beating me, I guess I'm supposed to stay. And I'm like, well, is that like the minimum now? Is that like, what we're the playbook that we're following, as long as someone's not beating you?
Yeah,
So,
it is actually. That's a very common thing that that is said, I guess, or if they only shove you, well, it was only a push. So, it wasn't a big deal. Um, um, but mental and verbal and emotional abuse can be more damaging than
Mm.
physical abuse, because you don't see it. You don't see it. And so it's harder to say, well, he's abusing me. And for them, actually, Jenna is probably saying, I'm so sorry, I can't be on. And so it's definitely harder. I think, again, my breaking point was when it became physical. Unfortunately, a lot of verbal abuse doesn't just stay verbal abuse. It doesn't. It escalates. It's that one switch that can turn into something so much bigger. So my advice is, if you are being verbally or emotionally or abused, leave. It's not worth it. It's not worth your mental. It's not worth it possibly getting physical. I think with COVID, a lot of abuse has been happening a lot more. You're
Yeah.
stuck in a house with this person, and when two people already are very toxic for each other, things escalate.
Yeah. So what is your advice as far as how to leave? Because some people have, you said you had family to lean on.
I
So,
did.
and I know your family, you have a big family, a
I
nice
do have a
family.
big family, a
Right.
very supportive big family. I do. I'm very grateful. Use our hotline, use the safe havens, call any domestic abuse hotline. You would be so surprised how many people will help you and want to help you and want to be there for you. People that you don't even know, and they want to be there and they want to help you and they want to help you get out of that situation. So use all the resources, even though it's scary to talk to a stranger or to tell a stranger, or sometimes I feel like it's sad telling your story. You feel embarrassed telling your story. A lot of women and men, keep saying women, but men are in it as well. Men are as in domestic abuse situations as well. So a lot of women and men, and I think men feel even more embarrassed. So that's why they don't come out as openly as women do, because for men, they're like, how am I in this? I'm the man. I shouldn't be I shouldn't be abused. But men are abused as well. So I think use every resource, use it, and know that they're there for you and they're there to help you. They want to help you.
Hmm. So what are some of the signs? I'm sorry, Michi, I know that you keep wanting to ask questions. You want to go ahead? No, what are some of the signs that you're in a domestic abuse situation? I'm just wondering.
And I can only, again, I'm not an expert at this, so I can only speak from what I have, learned.
Experience, yes.
Experienced. For me, it's talking down. If you feel like someone's constantly talking down to you, or they do something like they do something terrible to you and it automatically becomes your fault, that's abuse. If they did something and they're turning it on you, they're abusing you. They're abusing you mentally to believe that they didn't do the wrong, you did that wrong. That's why they reacted in that way, because of your actions. So that's definitely a sign. Controlling. A lot of abusers are very, very controlling. If a partner doesn't want you going out, doesn't want you having friends, doesn't want you seeing family, that's a really big sign. That's a really, really big sign. That should be a red flag. I call them my red flags that I now look at. They're my red flags that, of course when you're in the situation, you look past them. You think, no, it's okay. It's all right.
Or he loves me so much, he wants to spend all his time with me.
Yeah,
he doesn't want me to go see anybody else, right?
Isn't it wonderful that they just want to be with me? And
Yeah.
It's not healthy. It's not healthy to be with somebody constantly and for them not wanting you to do anything by yourself. That's not healthy. Again, I think just how someone speaks to you. in general. Again, couples fight. I tell this to everybody. Couples, no couple can come on and say, I've never fought with my partner. They fight. They fight. It's how you handle the fight afterwards is the way that you should look at somebody. If you can get into a fight and that person can look back and say, man, this is where I went wrong. Hey, you went wrong too, but this is where I went wrong, then that's a good thing. But when you're in an abusive situation, they don't do that. Unfortunately, everything gets turned, everything is your fault.
Mhm.
So, and again, every person has a different story. Every person has a different path that they went on. Every person has a different, you can hear 1,000 stories of abuse and every single one is going to be different. And every single abuser is going to handle it, their situation differently.
Yeah. So, I mean, I feel like I've been in probably abusive relationships in the past. And, I mean, I'm glad that I'm no longer taking part in them, but it was what you said. It was just like very like twisted all the time and felt very like toxic. I don't know, Michi, if you've experienced that as well, but it's like,
Yeah.
but people always think, again, like you said, Miriam, and it's such a great point that just because you aren't getting beaten, right? You don't have bruises to show it, doesn't mean that you weren't in a domestic violence situation.
It's true. And it's true. And a lot of people who it does get physical, they do still go back. They do
Yeah.
still go back, unfortunately. It's hard to leave a situation like that. Again, we all know what it's like to be in love. We all know what it's like to feel so strongly about somebody that you love them so much and that you'll do anything to make an excuse for their behavior.
Yeah.
So,
Especially when kids are involved too, it's really hard.
oh, that makes it all the more difficult when kids are involved or you're married and there's properties involved and you have to go through the courts. It's everyone's situation is so different, but all I can say is, again, use the resources, look at the flags. Look at the red flags, don't hide them. Someone once told me, don't turn those red flags white. Look at them. They are there for a reason. So,
and there are some folks, like I always like to say this, and me and Meech have talked about this a lot. Like there are some folks that as soon as they see something, they walk away.
Yes.
There are some, like, I know women that are like,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I have friends like that. And I'm like,
right.
That is some willpower. And I need that. Like I need a little, do you know what I think for me is when I love with all of me. Like when I love somebody, I love with every single part of me. So I think that's where I have a really hard time just being like, nope, I'm done, so.
Yeah.
So I think that's, everyone's different, but let me tell you, people who can do that, I'm so envious.
Me too.
So envious.
Me too. Because I hang on. I'm all like, oh, it's going to get better. Like I do. I don't want to laugh about it, but I believe it's because I don't feel like I saw like a proper relationship growing up. So I don't really think that I know really how people are supposed to treat each other,
And I think a lot of people, that's the same situation. A lot of people who are in abuse were abused in their past as well.
Yeah. Like we kind of, because you kind of feel like it's the norm.
Yeah. What you grow up seeing is what you bring into your life. I mean, I'm fortunate. Both my parents are wonderful people. I love them both dearly and they're wonderful. But again, I think with my own, it's just my heart's too big, maybe. I don't know. I'm like the opposite of the Grinch. The Grinch's heart was too small. Mine's too big. We gotta shrink it down a little bit.
Yeah, you gotta shrink that heart down, girl.
We gotta shrink that down.
So again, Rosie's Detail House, you guys do it all. Michi's gonna bring his car over there and meet up with you later on today so that you can
go buy your stuff. You gotta support us too then.
I definitely.
But you do car detailing, house detailing, businesses. You guys do it all over there at Rosie's Detail House. And what you guys do in addition to all of that amazing stuff is you also are huge advocates to prevent and stop domestic violence. You work with Safe Haven in New Haven, the Boys and Girls Club. Also, you provide books to children there who are maybe dealing with domestic violence situations. And, you also offer $10 vouchers toward any services to anyone who donates any unwanted clothing, furniture, home items, and those donations donations are taken to local places such as Voices Choices to help families in need. You must be feeling, really great about what you guys have been able to do so far.
It is one of the best feelings, actually. It's wonderful what we do. I have to say, this is like one of the biggest perks of my job that I'm so grateful that Jenna, brought me onto the team for. My main focus is working with the different places like Safe Haven and Voices Choices. So, and it's my favorite part of the job. I love all my job, but that's my favorite part. My favorite part is talking to them and working with them and hearing like, okay, we can use this, and we can, once I hear once they tell me like, oh, we need this, I get so excited. I'm like, oh, somebody's gonna get that, and they're gonna feel so good to get that. And you think somebody was just throwing it away, and now it's somebody else's treasure. Somebody else is feeling so grateful for that item.
That's so great. So how do we get in touch with you guys so that we can get some services done and maybe donate some items and help out with this movement to help prevent domestic violence?
You can look us up on Facebook. We do have a Facebook page, Rosie's Detail House, and we do have our website, rosiesdetailhouse.com. So you can look us up and message us, and we can give you quotes. We actually are doing our quotes we can do in-person quotes, but we also are doing Zoom quotes just for COVID reasons as well. So we will also offer Zoom quotes as well.
Wow. Well, congratulations on everything, Miriam, that you guys have been able to accomplish. I mean, this is
we
so
are
great.
hoping this is just the beginning. This is just kind of the start of, we're scratching the surface of what Rosie's Detail House is going to do for itself, for the business, and for domestic violence. So,
well, Miriam, I think that sometimes we have to endure all of this stupid crap, right? In order to have something good come out of it. And it seems to me like you and Jennifer are making sure that something really good comes out of both of your situations where, you had to endure that pain, but, now there's some light at the end of the tunnel.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We are, like I said, we're using our voices, and they're loud.
Well, I think that's great. And again, it's Rosie's Detail House. And what's the website again?
Rosiesdetailhouse.com.
Thank you so much, Miriam Cruz.